Hi, this is no script. I'm doing a weather warning as we have severe weather warnings in place for fires and wind for Queensland and New South Wales. So please guys, ensure you are ready. Make sure your properties are ready and ensure you have your survival plan in place. Okay, I will go through that with you just after this.
Hello from the Bureau. Dangerous fire weather conditions are going to develop across parts of northern New South Wales and southern Queensland on Friday. Areas where there's already dozens of going fires are likely to experience severe to extreme fire dangers. And with the weather conditions expected, any going fires will be fast moving and difficult to control, so it will be very important to follow advice from your local fire agencies if you're in these areas. Now, the reason we're expecting these elevated fire dangers is that heat and winds are intensifying ahead of a series of troughs. The troughs will move gradually towards the east on Friday, and very hot temperatures are building ahead of the troughs and are likely to see temperatures as high as 10 degrees above average at some locations. Fresh to strong and gusty west to north westerly winds are also going to build during the day on Friday, and when combined with the low humidity and high temperatures will lead to these dangerous conditions. The troughs eventually push through the northeast of New South Wales and southeast Queensland early on Saturday morning, and behind these systems there will be cooler southwesterly winds. But there's no rain expected with the systems, so heightened bushfire risk is maintained, with very high fire dangers persisting across the weekend. Along with the fire weather risk, smoke will continue to pose health impacts for communities. So please, stay up to date with all the latest forecasts and warnings on the Bureau's website and app, and follow all advice from local emergency services across the weekend.
I'm just going to run through this video with you of what they are forecasting for our summer. And yeah, just take a listen.
Yeah, good morning, Deb. Well, it's certainly not looking good. The Bureau of Meteorology has released its long-range forecast. It's effectively a sneak peek as to what we can expect over the next few months. And what they're expecting is an increased risk of heat waves and bushfires. And that is due to hotter and drier conditions than we have seen in recent years. The risk of storms, however, that's back to average. So it's certainly going to be a turbulent few months right along the eastern seaboard. Let's take a look at a little of what the Bureau had to say.
The total number of tropical cyclones overall nationally is probably going to be a little bit less than normal, but it really only takes one cyclone. I think that's the message I want to get across.
Yeah, with regard to storms in particular, Deb, the insurers have released a little bit of an insight into the worst affected areas, and let's take a look at those lists. Here in Sydney, Barara Heights, Castle Hill and Chipping Norton are among three of the worst hit areas when it comes to storm damage. As for Brisbane and Queensland, Townsville, the Sunshine Coast, Gold Coast and parts of Brisbane, we are being told that now is the time to prepare. The SES says if our properties and our homes are well prepared, we do reduce the risk of problems occurring. So certainly now the time to get your family and your property prepared, Deb.
Next one, I'm going to just go through this. Now, this was last night. Firefighters brace for extreme fire conditions on Friday, which is tomorrow. So we'll just have a look here.
Flames meters from homes at the edge of a speck on the map, leaving an entire state on edge.
Everyone needs to be really cautious about what they do.
At Tiwa Village, a warning of what's on the horizon. At the dead of night, families evacuated onto the sand, sent from the path of intense fire.
From the beach, it did look like the town was burning. If we didn't have a rural fire brigade here, we wouldn't have a village.
But there's little time for rest. From tomorrow, temperatures will approach 10 degrees above average, winds forecast to reach 50 kilometres an hour by the weekend. A recipe for disaster.
The vegetation is really, really dry still. It's primed and ready to go for fires.
And exhausted firefighters on the front line for months know it.
Friday and Saturday will be really bad fire weather days.
For just about everyone.
The Maranoa and Warrego, the Darling Downs and Granite Belt, the southeast coast, Wide Bay and Burnett, and also the southern parts of the Central Highlands and coalfields.
So tonight a plea, don't be the cause.
We've had a lot of fires escape from simple things as grinding, welding and even mowing.
So whether it's here in the southeast or further out in the regions, it's going to be an extremely tense few days. Local fire bans are already in place across much of the state, and tonight they've just been extended to include Brisbane, Moreton Bay and the Redlands and Andrew. Making matters worse, the Bureau tells us that firefighters can't expect a reprieve in the form of significant rain until the new year.
Yeah, dicey conditions, Adam. Thanks for the update there.
Okay, so yeah, you heard that. They're not expecting any significant rain until January. So I'm guessing that once we get burnt to a crisp, then we'll get flooded by cyclone. Yeah, so let's just have a look. All right. Now, guys, if you go over to qfes.queensland.gov.au, they have all the information there of the live news stream, escape plans, bushfire. Let's have a look. Okay, prepare, act and survive. Bushfires could be closer than what you think they are, guys, so prepare your homes, your property and your family now, and have your bushfire survival plan in place before the bushfire strikes. Okay, so you've got to prepare for the bushfire season and cyclone season. You've got to think about, will you leave early? Are you going to stay? But you must tune in to warnings. Do not assume you will receive a warning as a fire approaches. Okay, you got to know your risks. So you can click here. Create your bushfire survival plan. Prepare your property and your family now so everyone knows what actions to take to survive. So if you click on this, create my plan. Let's have a look here. So, okay, up the top here is your details, your leaving plan, your staying plan, and your bushfire survival plan. List name and contact details to remember. So, your insurance company, your gas, your internet, schools, council, phone, electricity, work, neighbours. I will click continue. Who will leave early? Alright, so you put who's going to leave early, your pets, when are they going to go, where are they going to go, and what are they going to take. Continue. Who is going to stay? What is the plan for livestock and pets? Okay, your household details, leaving. Okay, so tune into warnings. You've got bushfire maps online, guys, at ruralfire.queensland.gov.au. Find your local ABC radio station, also abc.net.au/newsradio. Find your local commercial radio, commercialradio.com.au/find a station/Queensland. QFES, which is the Queensland Fire Emergency Services, on Facebook. QFES on Twitter. The Rural Fire Service website, which is ruralfire.queensland.gov.au, and of course 000 for any life-threatening emergencies. Okay, so some things that you might need in your evacuation kit. You're going to need long sleeve shirts, jeans, boots, a hat, safety goggles, bottled water. You need plenty of bottled water. It's going to be hot, it's going to be dry, and if there is fire and smoke, that's going to make it even worse. So, pack plenty of water. A battery operated radio, batteries, mobile phone and charger, blankets, natural fibres they suggest. Passports, birth certificates, which I went over in the beginning, wallets, purses, medications, family photos, valuables, and your documents. And of course, if you have children, don't forget some toys for the children, because this is going to be, if you need to evacuate and leave, it's going to be a very stressful time for your children. Okay, so complete your preparation for the approaching fire. It goes through what you need to do: move your cars to safe locations, remove garden furniture, doormats and other items, close your windows and doors and shut your blinds. Take down curtains and move furniture away from windows. Seal gaps under doors and windows with wet towels. Bring pets inside and restrain them. Leashes, cage, or in a secure room. And of course, provide them with water. Block your downpipes at the top and fill your gutters with water if possible. Wet down the sides of your buildings, decks, and close shrubbery in the likely path of a bushfire. Wet down fine fuels close to your buildings. Turn on garden sprinklers for 30 minutes before the bushfire arrives. Fill containers with water, baths, sinks, buckets, and wheelie bins. Tune in to warnings to monitor local radio, websites, social media for updates. Put on your protective clothing and drink lots of water. And what steps will you take as the fire front arrives? Disconnect hose and fittings and bring inside. Go inside for shelter. Drink lots of water. Shelter in your house on the opposite side of the approaching fire. Patrol and check for embers inside, particularly in the roof space. Check on family and pets. Maintain a means of escape. Continually monitor conditions. After the fire front has passed, check for small spot fires and burning embers. Inside the roof space, under floorboards, under the house space, on verandas and decks, on window ledges and door sills, in roof lines and gutters, in garden beds and mulch, in wood heaps and around outdoor furniture. Okay, some other things that you will need. Very important, guys. You need smoke masks. You need gloves, battery operated radio, I think we went through that, torch, your first aid kit, which I've mentioned, your medications, your towels, ladder, shovel, mop, bucket, hoses, fire extinguisher, knapsack sprayer. Okay, the ladder would be obviously for your gutters, and also to be able to check up in your roof for any embers. Yeah, you can print this page out, which is, yeah, really helpful. Okay, and they do have plenty of other information there. Now this here is showing all the fires that are burning at this point in time across Queensland. So as you can see, New South Wales, North Corner has plenty of fires, loads of fires all the way up Queensland coast and in west. Also across the top end here in Northern Territory and the top end, the top of Western Australia, and then there's a few fires around down here. Yeah, so that's Get Ready Guide. This is on qfes.queensland.gov.au, which is the Queensland Fire Emergency Service. Okay, this is a pamphlet that runs through a lot of things, and yeah, they also have the emergency kit here, and a checklist for you as well. Okay guys, so the bottom line is we are in a dangerous time. So come on, let's pull together as a community and let's get everybody prepared and safe. Yep, I am basically prepared. And yeah, I still have a few things I need to gather around the home, like paperwork and things like that. But yeah, I've got food together. I've got all the stuff for our emergency bag. We need to get a few bits of clothing together. Yeah, so don't leave it to the last minute, please. I stress, do not leave it to the last minute. We do live in Queensland, never forget that. Anything and everything is possible here. So yeah, come on guys, get ready. Alright, well that's it for today. Yeah, please stay safe, take care, and I will catch you next time. Bye for now.